Hello, everyone. Glad to have you with me. Seeker too much here, back at again in the world of Essos and Westeros. This time, not with the dragon riders of House Targaryen, but rather with the famous dragon rider Aurion Vizerys, or however you pronounce that. Before we get started, guys, please do remember to like and subscribe. My channel is dangerously close to becoming monetized, less than 200 subscribers away. So if you guys like my content and want to support me, please do consider subscribing. It really helps me. It really helps me out. And if you want to support me any further, please do check out the Patreon link in my description below. But all right, so before we get started, I just also want to let you guys know that I have another series going on this week that takes place in a much, much, much later start date. This is literally the earliest one, with the Feast for Crows, and that is with Aurion Vizerys, the bastard master of ships who betrays Cersei and then becomes a pirate lord in the Stepstones. Both this series and that one have a few things in common. Firstly, they're both going to be kind of shorter, probably less than 20 episodes. I don't know, 10 to 20 episodes. We'll see. They're both single player, probably, unless something really amazing happens. And the other is that they are both inspired actually by a Let's Player called NG Paradox. He's been inactive for a while now, but he made some really great videos. I think they're all still up on YouTube, so I'd recommend you guys check him out. He was a big inspiration for me. He made me want to do this. But he had a really cool playthrough with Aurion and with Aurion as well. So both of these series are inspired by him. So definitely go check out his channel. But all right, let me set the scene a little bit here. So basically, and a lot of it is mentioned here, the Valyrian Freehold has been completely destroyed, and this happened only a few years ago, and the world is forever changed. The only dragon riders left are basically House Targaryen, who left because of Daenerys' dream, me, and a few others. So I was on a diplomatic or business mission to Cahor, and then I think there are two others floating around somewhere in the Free Cities. They'll probably become more relevant later, and I'll check on them in a moment. But here we are at the Century of Blood start date. Now, this is a fun one because you can really reshape the history. But basically, yeah, as I said, the Valyrian Freehold has collapsed. A doom has befallen Valyria, and it has been destroyed. There was fire and smoke, which was so hot that even dragons have been consumed, and there is a strongly reduced number of dragon lords. So the destruction is left a power vacuum. So Volantis has declared itself as the new Valyria and seeks to unite the rest of Essos under this rule as the strongest of the free cities. And then I, myself, as a very proud, authoritative, ambitious, and wroth man with a powerful dragon, decided I will take up this mantle. And I have also declared myself the Emperor of Valyria. Now, before we do this, we have to make a decision about what we will do. Should we stay here and build our power base in Cahor? Should we go ahead and hit the jugular and take out New Valyria right now? Or should we go see what happened? And now I think it would be a great move politically if we can go see what happened and live to tell the tale. I think this will give us a big position of authority to say what's going to happen next. Now, this is a risky option because it's very possible that you might die. But if I do this, I will also actually become an ally with the Cahoris, or how do you call them? Coric? Yeah, because I will not, I mean, he's probably very worried that I'm just going to get rid of him, basically. So we are going to take our host to Valyria and see what happened. Now, an old man has come to visit me. And he says, Your Majesty, it's come to my attention that you're looking for a way to go to Valyria, and I have a map that might help you with this ambition. So I'll give him the money in exchange for the map, and I'll probably going to take him with me. I'll go ahead and set war as my focus. We'll go ahead and auto-stop plots, delegate honorary titles. I need a regent. I guess anyone who likes me, give them a little bit of money. Although I don't think it really matters too much, but, manage my estate while I'm gone. And let's go ahead and get started. So I have a few options about who I can take with me. I think the most dangerous part of getting there is going to be the sea. Although bringing the old man could be a good idea. He has the map. Maybe he could show me the way, but I think we need to get there first. And, we have a dragon, so hopefully things will be okay. So we're going to go ahead and pick a sailor to come with us. And now we need to pick what ship we will bring. And I will make sure to have a sturdy cargo ship that can hold a lot of goods and can withstand any problems. If there's volcanoes about, it's going to be very rough sailing. So before we continue, let's go ahead and check the dragon. So Sarion is mine. Then we got Notharion, who is with the Generis Sonarin. All right, so let's go ahead and toggle him special interest. So he's a High Valyrian in Lys. Okay. Terox, Targaryen, Nessarion, Targaryen, Urax, Targaryen, Morgan, Targaryen. Rovax is with Mr. Rogar Urnabar, and he is in Tyrosh. Okay, so they both have their own, but they're not really in power or anything, so we might be able to get them to come. And then little baby Valerion, who's about to make history one day, or who's going to make history one day. Okay, so the Targaryens have more dragons than the rest of the world combined. We have one, and there's two riders who are not actually holding any power, and Lys and Tyro. So hopefully that'll keep them busy with each other, actually. All right, the ship is docked and ready to go. Cyricist. Oh, that's a cool name. Quite the sailor man. He's very strong. He's living that sailor lifestyle, hitting up with his boys. He's very religious. He's deceitful, authoritative, and arbitrary. So he's interesting guy. He's religious, but he's willing to kind of cut corners, and maybe he thinks that this whole material life is not worth it. It doesn't matter. uh, but all right. So it looks like we are. I'm going to make a joke about naval life. So hopefully we'll hit it off. All right, and then my regent Vagon will manage my estate. If it's a good shape when I come back, I will reward him. All right, after many weeks of sailing, I'm growing bored. How will I pass the time? I'll read a book. And I've hit it off pretty well with him. So maybe I want to go ahead and study up. My learning's actually pretty high, and we're in a pretty dangerous situation. So I'll go ahead and read up on naval signals and etiquette to help us move along. There is a cool mod where you can recolonize Valyria, but I don't think I want to do that for this playthrough, although could have been a cool idea. I think I'm going to save that for a future one. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, but all right, the feast. So we've made it to Volantis, and this is what I tell the men. We're going to see what happens in the Doom, and the Doom after the Doom. What happened to Valyria after the Doom? Well, many of them desert, but many of them remain loyal. And while we're waiting to get resupplied, I get an invitation from Captain Elos, some mercenary guy. Okay, and we do not get on too well. Interesting. All right. So we have finally arrived, and the crew is spreading rumors about the boiling seas and demons. So let's see what happens. Oh, after many days of sailing, a vicious storm takes hold of the ship. We are buffeted by high winds and rains of hot ash and water. The ship, now out of our control, veers towards a massive whirlpool with many men falling overboard to their deaths. When you and the crew finally navigate your way out of the whirlpool, you realize that Cyricist is missing. Okay, so I'll go ahead and pick him up with my dragon. We're going to need him to get through this. Flying through the rain and ash over the whirlpool, you spot him in the water, and we dive in to grab him. He's cold and wet. He's cold and wet, really, from the boiling water, and was on the verge of drowning, but he is incredibly happy with me. Okay. Maybe I can also give him some money. The ship has navigated the smoking sea intact. Oh, that's good, with not too many losses. And finally, we make land on the broken mainland. So it starts off with cliffs and no way to reach the plateau above. Well, I can just fly up safely. The cliffs have been scaled safely. but there were some moments where I almost slipped on my dragon, I guess. But all right, I've made it to the mainland. That's good. All right, and things are going well. The crew is pretty happy. Sabetha, she my slave? All right, Old Valyria. So after many days of traveling on the arrow straight Valyrian roads, we finally made it. You walk on in an odd silence as you surveyed the once great city that is now in ruins. The fabled topless towers lay in ruin and scorched, and great rents can be seen on the earth. Rents that have swallowed majestic palaces and sprawling temples. Maybe one of those palaces was mine. So this city has been completely destroyed. So Valerian has finally seen what's really gone on. No one knows what caused the doom. It must have been a natural cataclysm of the 14 flames. A handful of maesters hold that it was due to spells. But all right, what a tragedy. What a tragedy. So we finally know what has happened. Okay, so with the old man's map, we have found a palace. And we plan to seek out some treasure. Interesting. Okay. I feel like it's kind of weird. Is not a this is not like a quest where like it's specifically tailored to Aurion. This is like any Valyrian quest. But all right, so we go down a system of tunnels where we come across a wild dragon sleeping in the rubble. All right, so Sirius is actually going to go for it and try to mount it himself. He leaps atop and he screams that he has become a rider. And he's decided that I am unworthy. The path you have taken us on and the way you have treated me tells me I am more worthy of this prize. What? He liked me so much. I saved his life, and he's going to try to come after me? Interesting. Well, I will do battle with him. The dragon is strong, but yeah, it's aged, it's maimed, so we are able to kill it and uh, defeat Cyricist. Wow. Okay, well, that's very anticlimactic. But we have seen for ourselves that it is truly destroyed, and we've gotten quite a bit of gold. So now we need to decide what to do next. And we'll have a couple of different options once the quest officially ends. Not sure exactly what's going on there. But interesting to know that there are still wild dragons living within the city. So does he go on my kill list? Yeah. Huh. Well, that's very odd. All right. So after a long journey, I have returned, and I've gained a lot of prestige for being the one to confirm for sure that it was destroyed. Although I don't really have anything to prove it. All right. So the regency has ended. And now, what shall I do? So you have managed to escape from Valyria, relatively unharmed. The ancient heartlands of the Freehold are clearly lost. There's no point in going back. Yeah, I mean, I think Aurion probably thought, well, okay, they are going to declare themselves, the new emperors. Maybe I can go back and conquer whatever's left. So I feel like it actually wasn't a bad idea. If he had been able to regain control of the peninsula itself, that would have been a much bigger claim to power. But all right, now what to do? Shall we go ahead and with probably yeah, once we return, a lot of people are, you know, I'm able to rally a lot of supporters for what I've done. Or we could just set up a base here in Mantaris. I think this could be a good idea because I mean, what really happens if I do it this way? So I get a strong claim on the freehold of New Valyria and I declare war, but if I do this, I mean, I can still do you know, um, how do you call it? A dragon conquest. So I could build up a base of support here in North Valyria. How many of these would I need exactly to become a king? 51%. So I need 7 of them. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I would need to colonize one of them if I wanted a king title. Well, what should we do? What should we do? I think going straight for them could be a good idea, but it could also be good to, build up a power base before we do it. But let's just go, because then I'd have to go all the way around, so it'd be quite tough. So the remnant shall unite under me. All right, so let the conquest begin. I could also probably go. I'm landless, quote unquote, at the moment, so I can't um, marry. So once we win, we should be good. All right, and Vagon, my regent, is here, and Nierio. We don't have any better commanders, really. No one. Vagon and Donald. Ah, but he's a slave. Well, I mean, he's not like that amazing. He's a Veilman. That's interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and we will get our men on the boat. All right, look at that. Some of the local, I guess, what would you call them, lords, have decided to take up with me. So yes, Porio of Northfields, I will remember you. And Mr. Zargano of the Isnardo family, I will also remember you as well. Okay. And my ambition, of course, will be to win the war. Allies, I can call the Cahor. City of Cahor. I don't know if they'll join me, though. We'll have to wait and see. But okay, so let's go ahead and we will go straight for them, I suppose. So we will just make land at Volantis and then take out Old Volantis. All right, and Cahor has accepted our call to arms. So that's good that we already have their support. This will also be the first time I've actually gone for creating New Valyria. I've never done that before. I feel kind of bad now that I didn't put in the mod for recolonizing, but I feel like it's very fresh, and like the idea of doing that really wouldn't make much sense. So I'll leave it for a future playthrough. All right, so let's go ahead and we will make landing at Volantis. And look at that. I have struck up a friendship with Vagon, even though we haven't even started fighting yet. But that's pretty good. I mean, he did, manage my estate while I was gone. He could have just taken all my money and run, but he didn't. It was all but certain I would be dead. All right, so let's go ahead and use our dragon in battle. Dracaris. Ooh, and I need a quick physician, so hopefully we can get someone. So let's take a look at my friend Vagon. I will go ahead and raise him to nobility. So Vagon Jalagar, and hopefully he will serve me well. All right. So they have been defeated, and we can use our dragon in the siege. Excellent, no serious maiming. And they're probably used to dragon defense, so that's good that we didn't get hurt. All right, we found an old man freely helping villagers with medical matters. So he's very, uh, what do you call it? He's very skilled and experienced. I just need to give some money to the village. Easy and good propaganda as well. All right, and once again for a region, I will put Vagon here, and I need some bodyguards. So, ooh, we get another Vagon who's a giant and an expert fighter. We'll get Donald. We have three Vagons. The three Vagons. All right. And probably once I start getting more territory, I can, fix my council here. All right, so let's go ahead and march on Old Volantis, and we can also take out their main army in the process. Take a little bit of a hit from the river crossing, but it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, I remember what I was going to do. Show me dragons. So we need Morgon. No, not Morgons. Rovaxes. If I give you some money, will you come join me? Yes. And we also need, was it Terax? Nasarion? No, who was it? Naltharion? Yes. And maybe we can also get him to join us as well. All right, look at that. We got 3 Dragon Riders, all with me. So now that I have, started my conquest, I can get the rest of them to unify under me, and basically we'll be able to rule the world together. So that's probably the calculation they're making. All right, good. Good. Okay. So I will go ahead and get them as commanders. So let's get rid of this Vagon. We'll get Rogar, Rogar, Unabar, and Generis. Okay, good. All right, so they have already been made commanders. So let's get Rogar and Generis. Look at that, 3 dragons. So we really have nothing to worry about now. All right, once again, let's deploy our dragon in the Siege of Old Valantis. And with that, hopefully we will be victorious once it falls. Yes. Ooh, interesting. So there's a Summer Island princess here. I guess I can release her. I don't see why not. And I'll go ahead and have his family put into house arrest. And he has plenty of money, so I will go ahead and maybe ransom some of his prisoners. And most of them are quite old, actually. You know, this is pennies, this 10 gold. I don't know why I'm bothering with that. Ooh, he has quite a young daughter. I guess I can't take them directly as concubines. Alright, now after our successful conquest, Aurion is already reading up on Valeria's conquest of Old Geese. Um, and I also have his daughter. Yeah, well, I won't make... I guess I would make money from ransoming him, because he's the heir, so let me just ransom him, then I think we can end that war. Yeah, 110 gold, that's more like it. Alright, and once that is done, we can go ahead and offer peace. Alright, so we have taken the Royan Manor, and it looks like that's actually all we have. So we'll have to go out and get our own titles here. Okay, nice. One thing I don't like is that all of these guys are republics, and that's not going to jive really with our, you know, style of governing. But let's go ahead. I think we can make some of these, you know, duchies. Trying not to say douchies, as I used to. And with that, we can go ahead and start doing some good politicking. So, you know, we can decide who's in charge, who's not. Okay, that's from the High City. And yeah, Valena. And I guess we just need Sel Horus as well. Okay. And yeah, the Lower Rhoyne. Do we have any other territory? Is this the Upper Rhoyne? The Golden Fields. Okay. Okay. So let's start out here. Who was that house that joined us? Yes, Isnardo. Okay, so you are in the Valansar. So I will go ahead and give that to you since you took up to fight with us. So Valansar, High Lordship. Good. And then there was one other family. Uh, I'll know them when I see them, if I can find them. This one of Northfield. So I will also go ahead and give him, I guess, the Golden Fields. All right, good. So these guys have really proven their worth to me already. Um, I mean, it wasn't a guarantee that I was going to win. Probably I was a rumor to them when they first heard about me, some dragon lord flying out of Valyria, but you know, they decided to pick the right side. Okay. Now for the rest of them, I need to go ahead and make sure I would like to pick some feudal guys. Are you part of the disputed lands? Yeah? Okay. Okay, how about this? I will give you the Orange Shore and the lower titles, and I will give you the disputed lands and the lower titles. Okay. And finally, we just need the lower Rhoyne. I guess it doesn't really matter. I suppose I'll give it to the strongest of Royne Vale. And you are also feudal. And then I will give the Valena to you because you are true Valyrian religion and also feudal. Okay, nice. So most of our vassals are, or at least our direct vassals are feudal. So we won't have to worry too much about, the negative opinions of being different governments. Okay. I could also get rid of these guys. That would be nice, actually. I can't revoke their title for some because they're under him. Yeah, we probably have a truce. Uh, okay. So, as for prisoners, I have Triana, who I don't really know exactly how we are related, but she's apparently a bad priest and she's, you know, possessed. I could visit her chambers. I am authoritative, so I might have a bit of a power kink. But I mean, I don't feel like it's worth it, really. So I guess I will just, I don't really know what to do with her. I can't execute her. I could just let her go. Um, but, oh, he married his sister. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just keep his wife and his daughter in house arrest, for good behavior. I can't execute them. I can't even let her go if I wanted to either. So I guess I'll just leave her. I guess I'll just ransom her because I don't know what to do with her. Okay, cool. All right, so we have explored Old Valyria and we have conquered New Valyria. So probably in the coming episodes, I will also have to pick my new council members, and then we'll have to make some decisions about where we're going to go next. I wonder if I could get him to join me willingly. But I mean, this is basically our goal here. So, all right, guys, please join me in the next one, and we will make some decisions about the future of our little budding New Valeria.